Today, I want to talk about what happens when physical intimacy takes a break in your life for 6 months or longer. Your body is designed to respond to regular sexual activity, and when that pattern changes, you might notice some real differences. The effects can touch everything from your hormone levels to your mood and even your physical health. Whether this break is by choice or circumstance, understanding what's happening in your body can help you make informed decisions about your health. My friends, when a man's body goes without sexual activity for 6 months, several changes begin to take place. First, testosterone levels may slowly drop over time. Testosterone is the main male hormone that helps keep your energy up, muscles strong, and sex drive healthy. Without regular sexual activity, some men notice they feel more tired during the day or find it harder to stay active. Your body is like a machine that works best when all parts are used regularly. The prostate gland is another area that can be affected during long periods without sex. This small gland plays a big part in sexual health, and regular ejaculation helps keep it functioning properly. When sexual activity stops for months, some men may start to feel discomfort or notice swelling in the prostate area. Regular release helps flush out the prostate and keep everything working smoothly. Think about it like a pipe that needs regular water flow to prevent buildup. Your body's natural rhythm can change too. Sex helps balance hormones that control sleep, mood, and stress levels. Without this regular balancing act, you might find yourself feeling more stressed or having trouble falling asleep. Have you noticed changes in your sleep pattern during times when you haven't been sexually active? Many men don't connect these two things, but they are often linked. Muscle mass can also be affected by long breaks from sexual activity. Testosterone helps maintain muscle, and when levels drop, you might notice slight changes in your physical strength or how your clothes fit. This doesn't happen overnight, but over months, these small changes add up. Your body is sending signals that something in your regular pattern has changed. Blood circulation is another key area that sex helps maintain. Regular sexual activity increases blood flow throughout your body, including to your sexual organs. When this regular flow is interrupted for months, blood vessels can become less flexible and responsive. This can make it harder to get and maintain an erection when you do become sexually active again. It's similar to how a car that sits unused for too long might not start up as easily. Your brain chemistry also shifts during long periods without sex. Sexual activity releases feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin that help fight stress and create feelings of happiness and connection. Without these regular chemical boosts, some men report feeling more irritable, anxious, or even slightly down. These mood changes aren't just in your head. They reflect real chemical changes happening in your brain. Remember that your body responds to patterns. When something that was once regular becomes irregular, your body notices and makes adjustments. These changes don't mean something is wrong, but they are your body's way of adapting to a new normal. Understanding these natural responses can help you make sense of how you feel during times when sexual activity isn't happening regularly. Recent studies looking at men's health have found that testosterone levels can drop by about 1% per year as men age. This natural decline happens anyway, but periods without sexual activity might speed up this process slightly. Research shows that men who stay sexually active tend to maintain higher testosterone levels than those who don't. This doesn't mean your levels will plummet after a few months without sex, but the body responds to what it's asked to do regularly. The body has a use it or slowly lose it approach to many functions. This applies to sexual health too. Men who go long periods without sexual activity may experience something experts call erectile tissue atrophy. This means the tissues that fill with blood during an erection can become less elastic over time. It's similar to how muscles weaken when not used regularly. The good news is that these tissues can regain their function when sexual activity resumes. Medical findings about prostate health are particularly interesting. Regular ejaculation, whether through sex with a partner or self-stimulation, helps clear out the prostate ducts. One large study found that men who ejaculated 21 times or more per month had a lower risk of prostate problems compared to those who ejaculated less frequently. During periods without sexual release, the fluid in the prostate can become stagnant, which might increase the risk of inflammation. Sleep quality is another area affected by sexual inactivity. Sex triggers the release of oxytocin and prolactin, hormones that help promote deep, restful sleep. Without these natural sleep aids, some men report more trouble falling asleep or staying asleep through the night. Poor sleep then creates a cycle that can lower testosterone even further and increase stress hormones like cortisol in the body. Brain scans have shown that sexual activity activates reward centers in the brain that boost mood and reduce anxiety. These centers light up during sexual activity and release chemicals that act as natural antidepressants. When sex isn't happening for months, these natural mood boosters aren't being produced as often. This might explain why some men notice they feel more anxious or irritable during periods without sexual activity. The early signs that your body is responding to lack of sexual activity might include small changes you barely notice at first. Maybe you feel less energetic in the afternoon. Perhaps you're not waking up with morning erections as often as before. What do you think about all this? Let me know in the comments below. You might find it takes longer to become aroused when you think about sex. These subtle changes are your body's early response system talking to you. You can help offset these changes by staying physically active. Exercise, especially strength training and high-intensity workouts, naturally boosts testosterone production. Eating foods rich in zinc like shellfish, meat, nuts, and seeds also supports healthy testosterone levels. Getting enough vitamin D from sunlight or supplements can help too, as vitamin D is needed to produce testosterone. Some men find that reducing stress through meditation or deep breathing exercises helps maintain hormone balance even during periods without sexual activity. While there are physical changes that happen during a 6-month break from sexual activity, it's important to know that there can be some benefits too. Some men report feeling more focused and clear-headed during periods of sexual inactivity. They find they have more energy for other activities and projects in their lives. The body isn't constantly producing and responding to sexual hormones, which can sometimes create a sense of calm and steadiness. For men who choose to take a break from sexual activity for personal, spiritual, or health reasons, this time can be used for self-discovery and growth. The energy that might normally go toward sexual pursuits can be directed toward other goals. Some men use this time to build stronger non-sexual relationships, focus on career goals, or develop new skills and hobbies. But there are also things to watch out for during long breaks from sexual activity. One common myth is that going without sex for months will greatly increase sex drive. The truth is more complex. For some men, sex drive may actually decrease over time without regular sexual activity. The brain and body sometimes adapt to the lack of sex by lowering desire, almost like turning down the volume on a speaker that isn't being used. Another area of concern is how sexual inactivity affects the heart and blood vessels. Regular sexual activity is a form of exercise that increases heart rate and improves blood flow throughout the body. When this regular workout stops, there can be small changes in heart health and blood vessel flexibility over time. This doesn't mean serious problems will develop, but it's something to be aware of, especially if you already have concerns about heart health. Men who go long periods without sexual activity sometimes worry about performance when they become sexually active again. Will everything still work the same way? The good news is that the body is very responsive and can typically return to normal functioning. However, there may be an adjustment period. The first few sexual experiences after a long break might feel different or take longer than before. This is normal and usually improves with time. What about the links between sexual activity and overall lifespan? Some studies suggest that regular sexual activity is linked to longer life and better health outcomes. But this doesn't mean that periods without sex are harmful. The key factor seems to be whether the lack of sexual activity is causing stress or unhappiness. Forced or unwanted abstinence that creates ongoing stress may have negative health effects, while chosen periods of sexual inactivity usually don't. Over time, men who go without sexual activity for 6 months or longer might notice gradual changes in how quickly they respond to sexual thoughts or touch. This doesn't mean permanent changes have occurred. Think of it as the body conserving energy for functions that are being used regularly. When sexual activity resumes, the body generally adapts again, though it may take some time. Do you find yourself worrying about these kinds of changes? Most men do, but understanding that they're generally temporary can help reduce that worry. If you're going through a period without sexual activity, there are several steps you can take to support your overall health. Regular exercise is one of the most helpful habits to maintain. Even 30 minutes of walking each day helps keep blood flowing properly throughout your body, including to your sexual organs. Exercise also naturally boosts testosterone and improves mood, which can offset some of the changes that happen during times without sexual activity. Eating foods that support hormone health is another important step. Include plenty of healthy fats like olive oil, avocados, and nuts in your meals. These fats are the building blocks your body needs to make testosterone. Zinc-rich foods like oysters, crab, and pumpkin seeds also help maintain sexual health even during inactive periods. Pay attention to your stress levels too. High stress raises cortisol in your body, which works against testosterone. Simple stress reduction techniques like deep breathing, spending time in nature, or enjoying a hobby you love can make a big difference. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing a day can help keep your hormone balance in check. If you notice troubling changes during long periods without sexual activity, don't hesitate to talk with a healthcare provider. Sudden loss of interest in sex, complete inability to get an erection, or ongoing pain in the pelvic area are signs that something more than just a dry spell might be happening. These aren't typical responses to simply going without sex and deserve medical attention. Most importantly, remember that your sexual health is just one part of your overall well-being. Staying connected with friends and loved ones, finding meaning in daily activities, and taking care of your mental health all contribute to how you feel both physically and emotionally. By maintaining these other aspects of health, you can help ensure that when you do resume sexual activity, your body will respond more quickly and fully. Taking care of yourself today means a healthier tomorrow regardless of how active your sex life is right now. Like and subscribe if you're committed to becoming the healthiest version of yourself. Thanks for watching.